The Spotlight on Frazee is brought to you by the Frazee Forum, your locally owned and operated newspaper serving Frazee and Vergas. Frazee Family Foods, open 8 to 8, 7 days a week on East Main.
Welcome to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm your host, Hank Ludke, and I'm here today with Mark Pergandy of the Frazee Lions. Howdy, Mark.
Hi, Hank. How are you today?
Tremendous, except for the wind.
Yeah, it's getting really breezy today.
Well, you know, I know that our president of the Lions, Jim Fry, couldn't make it, and so you were drafted.
Yes, I was. My hand was raised, and I didn't even have to raise it.
Amazing how that happens sometimes with the organization.
Yes, it is.
So I see that we've got a can trailer behind us here.
Yes, our can recycling trailer started in 2010. It was an idea of a couple Lion members to start collecting cans here in Frazee because they seen they didn't have any. So it started down at the event center. There's a trailer, and then up here at the rescue building there's a trailer. And for 6 years now we've been collecting cans, and it's been a total of 13,000 pounds of cans have been recycled by the city of Frazee and the surrounding areas.
Well, I know on Earth Week, Earth Day, how many cans did you take in, then how many pounds?
We took in 2,985 pounds that were donated out of our two trailers, and it equaled to about 74,000 cans.
That's amazing, you know, that you have that much happen. And I know some of these came from Daggett Truck Line.
Yes, they did, and I'd like to give a big thank you for the community of Frazee and the surrounding area for donating the cans to the Lions Club, because all the money that's collected for the Lions Club here all goes back into community projects.
Well, and I understand that you collected quite a few flip tops, too, that you did something with.
Yes, we've collected over 200,000 pop tops, and we've donated them to the Ronald McDonald House.
Which is a tremendous organization to help with people that have issues, you know, and need help when they have their relatives in the hospital.
Yes, and then the tops we've donated lately, we've donated almost 160 pounds to them, and it's gave 1 week of free time there at Ronald McDonald's in Fargo for our family.
Well, that's great, Mark, you know. And, of course, you know, the Lions, we do a lot of projects, you know, and, of course, one of our favorite local places to meet, you know, is our Lions Park.
Yes, up there at it's best park by the dam site. And what it is up there from May to October, what we have is we hold our Lions meeting up there third Wednesday of the month, and we have it's potluck, and anybody that would care to learn about the Lions are more than welcome to come up and have an evening meal with us.
Well, and then also, you know, we just don't use the shelter for ourselves. Like you say, we use it on a Wednesday night once a month.
Yes, and then it's always open to the public. All they have to do is contact Jim Fry or one of the Lions, and they can reserve any day of the week they want. They get to use the kitchen, the restrooms, everything up there, and it's just a free will donation. There's no charge to it.
Well, and that's been tremendous, you know, because we've used it, you know, when we had our Freedom Fest, you know, we used to have that there on the 4th of July, and we've used it for other things along the years. But, you know, in June we're going to have an interesting thing happening, I understand, too, with some people on motorcycles.
Yes, there's a Bethel Church Lutheran group out of Foston, Minnesota. They were here last year, and they brought down 100 motorcycle riders that come in to visit the park, and what they did is they had an ice cream social. And what they do is they call ahead and they buy all their supplies from Frazee Family Foods to have their social.
Well, that's great, you know, and we're going to take a break here, and we'll be right back with Mark Pergandy and what's going to happen in the future with the Frazee Lions.
The Spotlight on Frazee is brought to you by the City of Frazee. When booking your special event, they invite you to the Frazee Event Center. Frazee Community Club. Check out their new website, FrazeeCommunityClub.com, for current events, membership, and business sponsorship. And United Community Bank, where you are among friends. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm your host, Hank Ludke, and I'm here with Mark Pergandy from the Lions. You know, and we were talking about some of the things that are coming up, but not only do we have the Bethel group coming up in June, We also have the Order of the Arrow showing up on the 17th of June.
Yes, and what they're going to do is come in and help Hank organize the playground, isn't it, where the swings are, and then clean up where the bridge or the steps go down into the river where the canoe access comes in, and clean all that up.
Yeah, we're gonna make the redo the portage, put in buoys in the river, and we're gonna have 100 scouts and staff coming in and bivouacking one night in our park, and working on the different portages and access along the state water trail, and also doing some reroute work for the North Country scenic walking path that comes from Lake Champlain on the New York-Vermont border right through Frazee, which is a national and state trail town, to Lake Sakakawea in North Dakota. It's amazing that you can think that eventually you'll be able to walk from your house to New York.
Wow, that'd be quite a walk.
Yeah, and I'd like to see you do that work.
I don't think it'll happen in my lifetime.
Yeah, but also, starting in July this year, what's our big deal?
It's the International Lions 100th anniversary, and it's a international deal to where each Lions Club in the country has to have special projects they're going to work on for the Lions Club.
And how many countries are we in around the world? Do you know? Is it 87?
I think there's 87 and on one continent or something, foreign continent that have Lions members in.
You know, and so it's a phenomenal thing that this organization has been going 100 years, and we will be starting to look at major projects for our anniversary.
Yes, and I don't know what we're going to have for Frazee here, but we've been here 43 years right now, this year, that Frazee has had a Lions Club.
And that's quite a record, I think, for in the area here.
No, we're one of the lower ones.
Really?
Yes, like Vergus, they just celebrated their 45th, and then there's one over at down south of here, they just celebrated 90 years in the Lions.
90 years. That's amazing, for a club of this type of status, in our area.
Yes, and internationally, it's one of the #1 service clubs there is in the country. Because like this here, tornadoes or earthquakes and not tornadoes, but hurricanes and that they've had in Japan and that, the Lions have already sent money over there to them that as soon as they quit blowing in the wind.
Well, it's a great organization, and I appreciate everything you guys do. I know, like all our shelters in town, you guys provided the financing for. Yes. And even our baseball canopy down here at our ball diamond.
Yes, and then the Lions even helped finance the event center down there for the Lions Club there.
Big help.
Yes.
Majority of it.
Yes.
Well, Mark, I appreciate you being on the program, and I appreciate all you guys do, and let's help them keep collecting cans. If you have any questions about the Lions, you can always call us on the Frazee hotline, which is 218-334-2124, and leave a message, and we'll get back to you. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Hank, for having me on the show.
So, pet the dog, hug the kids, kiss the wife, and wave at the neighbors. And we'll catch you next week on Spotlight on Frazee.